What's good YouTube, Ben here, welcome to the next video on the channel. In this one, I'm going to give you my next Old School RuneScape moneymaker. In this one's called Shilo equals profit. Let's get into this. Alright, so normally when you come to Shilo Village, there's a few reasons why you would normally come here. Some people come in for Slayer, because there is a Slayer Master here, one of the later game Slayer Masters. People come in to do fishing as well, but one of the more known reasons to why you come to Shilo Village is for the gem mining. Gem mining, of course, can be very, very profitable, depending on pricing of gems at the time. This method's different, so this is a shop-bought method. Now, there is a shop here in Shilo Village, and in order to access this, you're going to need to complete a Jungle Potion and the Shilo Village quests. Once you've got those and the requirements necessary, you can come here anytime you choose. Now, like I said, there is a shop here, and I've actually got a timer in the top left of the screen, if you can see it. I'm going to be doing this for about 10 minutes. Of course, you won't be watching, like, full 10 minutes. There will be segments where I just cut down time, like, you know, sped up between, like, trips to the bank and stuff. But we're going to go ahead and start this off. So as soon as I start the timer, we'll start. Now, there are three main items I'm here for right now. And that's because they're the three more profitable ones that they're currently selling compared to GE pricing at the time. Of course, this moneymaker will vary depending on GE pricing at the time. So, there's the papyrus, the candles, and the charcoal. They're the three that I'm coming here for. So, without further ado, I've got my cash stack. Let's get to buying. And go. Oh no, I need to start the timer. Go. Right, okay, so we're going to immediately start literally just by running to the shop. It doesn't take much to get here. You literally just run to the shop. It's just over here. Now, when you get to said shop... Can I open the... Oh, wait, the door's open. I thought that was the door for a second there. Forgot which side the door was on. I trade with Obli. So, we're going to go ahead and buy 10 candles. We're going to go ahead and buy the charcoal. We'll buy 10 of those. And then we'll buy the papyrus. Where am I going? I can't see papyrus. There we are. Perfect. Now, the cool thing is with this shop is you don't actually have to hop worlds after every buyout because there's more stock of the others. So we can literally just go ahead and keep buying until we need to hop worlds. And you don't hop worlds very frequently, which is really cool. I deposited my cash stock like an idiot. Cool. Of course, you know, if you're not like me, don't make those kinds of, like, amateur mistakes, but what are you going to do? Now, I love moneymakers like this because it's really low effort. You literally just have to go ahead and buy stuff from a shop. Like, it's insanely low effort and it's insanely profitable because these items are somewhat decently traded. Don't get me wrong, like, they may not be an instant sellout unless I really heavily drop the price, but you can leave them in overnight and they will most likely sell. It's one of those weird situations. It's like, there's a certain mob that... what they called? Is it... No, it's not Joker Bones, is it? There's like... another... I'm trying to think. There is another mob that... It's in the jungle here, I know it is, but I can't remember the name of it now for the life of me, but there's a certain rare bone that it drops. It's the only way to get this bone is by taking out the monster. It spawns like once every 5 minutes or something. And surprisingly, sometimes those items are traded because people are using them for something. I mean, I don't know what, but... And there will also be one cut in the video because I'll need to remember how much money I started with because I actually don't remember. So that way we'll get an example of... Do I smell? Love the name. I will also probably speed up actually some of these trips. It'll still be all on screen, it'll just be sped up because, oh, we need to hop worlds. Sure, let's go here. Oh, that's a free-to-play world. We don't want a free-to-play world. Why am I going to a free-to-play world? Let's go here. Perfect. Now, someone kindly in a previous video mentioned that I don't need to cut my bank pins anymore because there's a plugin on RuneLite which will obscure the pin because of using like you can use your keypad to do your bank pin, which is great because it means it doesn't show on screen what my actual bank pin is, so I don't have to keep cutting it out, which is nice. So it's a very useful plugin. If you're doing YouTube videos, I highly recommend it because people then do not know what your pin is, which is great. course, this method becomes a lot more chill when you don't have run energy, because you are just then slow walking everywhere. Also, another thing, you may want to focus on the items that are worth more money at the time, but you still want a varied mix of the items. So, for example, right now the Papyrus is the item to go to. That's the main one you want, because that's the one that sells the best currently, at least pricing-wise. However, depending on demand for it, that will dictate really, you know, what it'll go for. But as long as you can fill up on, like, a bunch of these items, you're set. But that's exactly what we're planning on doing. We're filling up on a bunch of these random items that you wouldn't think are worth anything, but actually are worth something. Now, another thing I want to point out as well is, I know full well that this moneymaker isn't going to make you mils upon mils per hour. It's not what it's designed to do. In fact, none of my moneymakers are. I show alternate ways to make money because there's, of course, the main ways that everyone knows about. Like, I'm not being funny, right? I could sit there and literally just grind magic logs. I've got like 88 wood cutting, or I've got 85 mining. I could sit there and grind rune ore, which is debatably worth a lot more money because rune ore is like 10k a piece. Magic logs are usually about $1,000 a piece, and wood cutting is just stupid AFK. I can literally just sit there and woodcut for 10 hours a day, like just AFK. Well, I can't because I'm at work, but the point stands. Like, there are better moneymakers, but why do I show these moneymakers? I show different moneymakers to show that there are alternate ways for you to make money. You don't have to sit there and do the meta consistently, even if you just want to earn a little bit of GP. Like something like this, you could play another game in the background, like, I don't know, League of Legends or something, and just literally hop between shops. It's really not, and you can do it at your own pace as well. You don't have to go ahead and, like, do it in a way where, you know, you're wasting tons and tons of time that you don't really have because of needing to money make. And like I said, there are better money makers, clearly. However, it's still money making. Like, you can make money in alternate ways where you're not rinsing the market on one thing. Because, like, the thing with most money makers is, especially ones where it revolves around, let's say, I don't know, killing a mob and getting their loot, right? Well, there's a reason why stuff like the price of dragon bones constantly fluctuates, because people sit there and kill them. I've done a couple tutorials on certain dragons to show that there are really easy ways to kill them. I've done one for blue dragons, I did one for lava dragons. Like, there are great ways to do all of that stuff, and that's fine. However, you don't have to consistently do those kinds of moneymakers, especially because it can get boring. Like, if you're consistently doing a moneymaker, sure, it may make bank for a time, up until the point everyone rinses it, and then it's worth nothing anyway for a while. You have to wait for the market to come back up, and then redo it. So these sort of moneymakers are just ones you can do in the interim, so that you're not consistently doing the same thing over and over again, and showing that there are alternate ways for you to do stuff. It's honestly nuts. But for example, right, let me quickly show, actually, because I didn't show earlier on. So the price of everything in the shop, right? So if you were to buy, like, a Papyrus when there's no stock left, value, the shop is selling it for 25 coins. These go for, at the minute, about 300-400 GP. Candles are worth, what, 5 coins at none? And they're about 150, 200. And then charcoal, value it. It's worth 60. You currently cost 67 coins. It goes for a couple hundred. So charcoal is, like, the least most profitable out of them because of its pricing. But it's still profitable, which is why you do it, because it's still profit. Of course, once the Papyrus runs out, that's when I would recommend switching shops, because that's the most valuable. Candles will run out quickly anyway, because it only sells 10 at a time, but still. But yeah, like, I don't show these moneymakers to show you how to make mils or bills per hour, because let's face it, most people aren't making that kind of money on RuneScape. Not unless you're, like, into extremely late game PvE or into PKing. Like, unless you're into, like, I don't know, fighting, you know, doing solo jank fight to corporeal beast or whatever, like, you're not going to be making mils upon bills per hour. Some people can make mils per hour, especially in the late game. You know, there are ways to do it. However, you know, I mean, my account's, like, what, mid-level? So, like, as a mid-game player, this is not bad money-making whatsoever. There's actually someone else in there. That's kind of cool. Like, there are alternate ways to make money that doesn't rely on doing the same meta as everyone else. And that's the thing. Like, because, you know, don't get me wrong, a lot of people give a lot of supportive and positive comments, and I do appreciate that. You know, and some people explain alternate ways to do the same setup I've done, but different. And it actually can turn out to be a little bit faster, a little bit easier. That's fine. Cool. Then you get the people that, you know, I had one recently where it was like, I don't even know why I've commented on this video. Like, why am I wasting my time watching this video, commenting on this video? I'm like, okay, cool. Like, if you don't want to watch the video, don't watch the video. Like, I actually think I left a really, really bitchy comment, I'm not going to lie. But to be fair, I did have a long day at work, and I was, like, tired, so I just thought, screw it. But still, the point stands. Like, there are alternate ways to make money that doesn't rely on the same meta as everyone else, and I think we're going to get one more inventory done before the 10 minutes is up, which is fine. Well, that's absolutely okay, because we've made enough in 10 minutes, which I will have to quickly cut and look back, because I can't remember exactly how much GP I started, because I brought my whole cash stack, which I probably shouldn't have done. But, oh well, these things happen. Buy a candle, and then we'll stick the rest on charcoal. Beautiful. Yep, 10 minutes is up, so that's fine. Cool, let's go back, sell stuff at the GE, and we'll show what profit we made. So once I get back and bank this stuff, you'll see the exact number, so I'm not, like, inflating it or anything, because of the cut I have to make. So there we go. So I'll note it all now and then teleport to GE. So we have 41 candles, 153 charcoal, and 173 papyrus. Now, like I said, bearing in mind this stuff might not insta-sell, especially at the normal GE price. You may need to lower it unless you want to leave it in overnight, in which case it'll probably sell for a lot more if you leave it in overnight. But yeah, I need to quickly see how much I started because I can't remember. There we go. Okay, so I had 6718, so 6,700,018K. So we've spent about 17K, so keep that in mind. So let's go back to the GE. I'm just going to use my Ring of Wealth, Grand Exchange. Beautiful. Right, okay. So now we're going to start selling the stuff on the Grand Exchange. Now, like I said, I love methods like this because they're so interesting. But this on its own, if these sell, is already over half of what we spent. They're not selling at the normal price, which is fine. Expected it. These kinds of money makers are going to be different, so I'm going to drop the price a bit and see if we can get them to sell at around 240. Nope, that's fine, we'll leave them in. Charcoal, for example, again, the guide price is 201. They're currently selling for 169, which is still profit. I'm going to drop these down to 100 GP each. That'd give us 15k. There we go, charcoal sold, 21k, we're already in profit. The candles have started selling now too, and then the papyrus, which is currently selling for around 494. So I'm going to stick this in for the normal amount and see if it sells. No, it's not. Of course it isn't. Oh, we did sell 2. They are selling. Extremely slowly, mind you, but they are selling. So, like, I reckon with... If I take down the pricing, these will insta-sell. I have no concern of that. So if I drop these down, let's say to, I don't know, like 335... These will probably sell a bit faster. The candles are still selling, which is great. But, like, from that one item, we already made profit, which is great, because you want to make as much profit. I'm going to drop these down to, like, 148. There we go. Now they sold. Boom. And then I'm just going to drop these down as well to get a quick sale. But, again, you can leave them in overnight if you want to make the most profit, which is probably what I normally would do, to be fair. See, these ones are the ones you're going to have a hard time with, like I explained, because, to be fair, I don't even know what you use these for. Like, I don't know whether they're a quest. I'm going to put them in for 100 GP each. Just to get rid of them. There we go. So we made 33k. So, these sold for 198 each, which we just made 50k in, like, 10 minutes, which is pretty decent money making, all things considered. I would actually say that the charcoal's more worth it, because... Those instantly sold when I put them in for 100, like 100. They were insta sells. I mean, to be fair, all of these were too, but like, it's still decent GP that you're making here. You're not making like a small amount of GP. And sure, there is a bit of a requirement. You do have to beat 2 quests, but for a shop bought and sell method, really, really good and really chill. But yeah, let me think about this video in the comments down below. Don't forget you can also support the channel further by becoming a channel member from as little as 99 pence per month here in the UK. And don't forget I do live stream. When I go live here on YouTube and over on Twitch and Kick at the same time. When I'm live here on YouTube, it's more in the shorts form feed for mobile. So if you want to see those, don't forget to turn notifications and subscribe. If you want to catch my streams on Twitch and on Kick, which are in full 1080p at the exact same time, then go ahead and follow me on those links, and those links are down below.